Hi YouTube, 2 Echo 0 Foxtrot November Mike, back with another video. So today I wanted to have a look at the Yaesu FT897d. Now if you follow the channel you'll know that I've been after a proper HF radio for quite some time, and this was the radio I used on my foundation training all those years ago. So I've always had my eye on it, I've always wanted one ever since. So I sold a couple of my radios and I managed to get this second hand. It's about 10 years old now. I've dated it with the serial number, but as you'll see in a minute, it's really good example, really clean radio. So yeah, really happy with it. There's going to be loads of videos coming on the channel. We're going to connect it to the computer, we're going to do FT8, we're going to do loads of stuff, live streams, everything. So if you've not already, don't forget to click the subscribe button, and don't forget to put the bell notification on so you don't miss anything when I next upload. So without further ado, let's begin. So this is it, the Yaesu FT897d. Now I've been after this radio since my foundation training in 2009. So yeah, really happy with it. I love this radio, really nice. So we'll have a quick look round it now. So this is obviously the front. We've got a small LCD on the side there. You can see my finger. It's not a very big LCD. You're probably familiar with this radio. It's about 10 or 15 years old now, so it's quite an old radio. I've dated my serial number, and it's a 2009 model, so it sort of fits with when I took my foundation. So I'm quite happy with that, really. We've got a nice weighted VFO there. You'll see here we've got BAT A and BAT B, so you can put internal batteries in this radio. We've got an RJ45 microphone connector. That would have been nice if that was the old style microphone, the 8-pin or whatever they are, but it is what it is. Headphone socket on the front, power on and off. We've got 3 menu sort of buttons here. We'll have a turn on in a minute and we'll have a quick look. We've got a function button, a lock, so you can lock the VFO or you can lock the whole thing. Up the top we've got VFO and memory mode, home button, noise filters are up here. I think there's 3 noise filters on this radio as standard. There are 2 slots in the back inside the actual radio where you can put a Collins SSB filter or a Collins CW filter. Both optional extras, and I probably will get them at some point as they are quite cheap now, as this is obviously 15-year-old radio. So we've got the mode. Obviously you can go to change the modes that way, and you can go up and down the bands. Now this is a shack in a box, so this will do 100 watts on HF, so 160 meters right up to 6 meters, and it'll do 50 watts on VHF and 20 watts on UHF. So I always wanted as I say, when I had this on the foundation training, I always wanted this radio. And as I say, it's a shack in a box. You've got everything all in one radio. So yeah, really happy with it. I've been doing a lot of sideband with the Jedi G0HIJ, so I've been doing quite a lot of sideband on 2 meters. So if you're on 2 meters in the northwest at night, we're usually on 144.350. So stay tuned, and it might hear me on there. Well, that's basically the front of the radio. As you can see, there's not many buttons and switches on the front. As I say, this is quite a menu driven radio. You've got 2 sort of menus in it. You've got the main menu and then you've got these side button menus. So we'll have a quick look anyway when we turn it on. So we've got a nice stand underneath, so obviously you can fold that away. Underneath as well, hopefully it's coming through on the camera. We've got like a little port there, so you can have an external SWR meter, power meter, like an analog meter that goes on the top, as this display is quite small, so you can put that on if you want. It's not something Yaesu sells, it's sort of from a different company, but if you search for 897D like external meter, you'll see them on eBay and stuff. On this side obviously we've got the serial number, so I've dated this radio as a 2009 radio, so it's quite easy to date a radio using the serial number. So just have a Google on yours and you'll find out when yours was out. We've got a nice speaker in the top there. I use an external speaker jack personally, but this speaker's really good actually. I'm very impressed with the sound of that speaker, so you won't need an external speaker if you don't want. So going on to the back, we've got a nice 6-pin DC power in port there. We've got a ground port. I'm going to ground this radio as soon as possible. We have a CAT cable port there and a data cable port. We have an accessory port there and a Morse key input there and an external speaker port there. As I say, this is a shack in a box, so this is an N-type connector for your 270, and this is a PL259 for your HF and 6. These are the charge ports that go in the bottom, so you can charge this radio with the internal batteries that don't come as standard. You have to buy those separately, and if you have got this radio, you can actually buy an internal power supply for this radio. You just undo those 3 screws, take the bottom part off where the internal batteries would go, and a PSU goes in there perfectly, and then you just have a wire that goes into your power. Really nice carry handle on the top there. Hopefully you can see that. As I say, really nice. Nice little stand there. Obviously I've had Wayne G0HRJ have a look inside this radio, and it's all ship shape, it's all tuned perfectly. He's done his magic on it, so big shout out to Wayne for sort of servicing it for me, making sure it's alright. As I say, I did get this from Martin Lynch, so it's a well looked after radio, and as you can see, it's really good condition. So let's plug it in now and see what we think. So we just hold the button down there. So yeah, as you can see, beautiful. I mean, the display is small, but it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. If you just press the power button, you can see the little running man there, so you can tune faster with that. If you take it off, you can tune a lot slower, so that's quite nice. There's about 80 menus. Well, there is 80 main menus in this radio. So if you hold the function button, you can see we're on menu 18 there. You just scroll down. There's so many things. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can get the manual for this radio, so you can check it out for yourself. You can change the display colour, as you can see. I don't know if it's showing up on the screen, but there's all sorts of colours: red, yellow, orange, blue. There's all sorts there. And then you can just keep rotating. You got contrast and on all sorts. There's 3 digital noise filters in there. As you can see, the DSP light is on there, so I think I've got 1 selected. But as I say, they're all there, no problem at all. Really nice radio. So you've got 80 main menus, and then if you hold the function button again, and then you just press the function button and scroll down, you can see these 3 buttons here then become different menus within itself there. So yeah, really nice. As I said, it's very simple radio. If you're just getting into HF, then this will be perfect for you. As I say, I'm totally brand new into HF, and I use this on my foundation training, so it's something I always wanted to have ever since then, and it's a really good starter radio, and they're really not expensive. I mean, this is a really good example, but it's built like a tank. It has absolutely solid, this radio. I'm obviously had the lid open, die cast metal, really good quality. So yeah, really nice. There's not much to it really. As you can see, there's only a few buttons on it. It's very sort of menu driven. So rather than me going through all the menus, I'll leave a link in the description for the manual, so you can sort of see for yourself. And as I say, it's got pretty much everything you need on it. The microphone that comes with this radio is an MH31 microphone, just a standard Yaesu microphone. Works really well. Got 2 tone buttons, a tone switch on the back, and I found it sounds absolutely fantastic. So yeah, really nice radio. I'm really happy with it. As I say, if you're looking for a shack in a box type radio, then this is look no further. It is a fantastic radio. So yeah, I hope you had a look round it. As I say, there'll be loads of videos coming on this radio. I'll be doing live streams, I'll be doing PSK, Digimodes, FT8, all that stuff. All that will be coming to the channel using this exact radio with my new DX Commander antenna. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. That was a first impressions review of the Yaesu FT897d. What an amazing radio, as I think you'll agree. It's really good. The build quality is amazing. I've got to love it and love it the more I use it. Quite simple, well laid out, and I think it will last a lifetime. Really well made radio. Takes a bit of getting used to with the menu system. As you could see, there was quite a few menus in there, but once you get your head around it, it's really not that difficult at all. It's just like any other sort of Yaesu, modernish Yaesu radio really. I hope you found the video useful. Please like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to put the bell notification on so you don't miss anything when I next upload. I've been 2 Echo 0 Foxtrot November Mike, and you've been very kind to watch 73.